Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Luke.
and we're Android guys.
Give us 5 to 10 minutes of your day
And we'll tell you about a product or service.
or an app that you might be interested in. You are talking about a portable power station.
Yes, this is the ALLPOWERS R600,
Okay.
and it's a portable power station. It's like a lunchbox kind of tote-sized
Yeah.
power bank, power station. You know, you think about power battery packs, things like that for a phone. Typically, we think about like, oh, I could charge my phone 2 or 3 times with this thing. And that's the thing that I throw in my purse. This is something that's a little bit more intentional.
Yeah.
Where you would say, okay, I like to go camping, or I like to spend the day fishing, or at the beach, and I might want to take a fan with me, or take a projector out if I want to watch a movie with the kids camping. If I want to plug in maybe a CPAP machine, or a bottle warmer, things like that. If the power goes out and you might have some vital things to, not necessarily a mini fridge or anything big, major appliance.
Sure.
But something where you're like, oh man, we're out. We have no power. Like you can plug in, multiple devices into this at once. So if you're like, okay, we can all kind of use this for, it's got its own built-in light, but we can all plug in our USB-A or C phones at the same time. We can also plug in using the AC adapters.
Yeah.
So this guy's got 2 of those.
Nice.
And you've got 2 DC adapters, 2 USB-A and 2 USB-C. There's also a cigarette lighter.
Okay. And
then there's also, on the top of the whole thing, a wireless charging platter kind of spot.
Oh, that's
put
cool.
your phone on there.
Nice.
So this guy runs right now. I think you can pick it up for about $270.
Okay.
Normally going to be about $300. So I think it's like a 10% off. I've seen some other ones about this price. This one I feel like is just as good as some of the others that I've seen tested. ALLPOWERS is not a brand that I was familiar with. I like what I see so far. And what I really like about it is it has a 5-year warranty.
Ooh.
Yeah. In the event there is an issue with this thing, it's a 5-year warranty.
That's great.
So it's brand wise, they seem to have quite a few options to choose from. But I think for somebody who says, I need something for emergencies, I don't want to be caught, if a storm rolls in, a tornado, and I got to go to the basement, I've got to plug my phone in overnight, and I got to keep, I've got a small TV or something that I can plug in. It's going to allow you to do that. It might have some ratings on here. Yep. So it says a juicer will give you about 30 minutes of juicing, which is quite a long time. If you're thinking like, oh, we're going to take this to the beach, you're not going to be juicing 30 minutes.
Right.
You're going to do it for maybe a minute or so at a time.
Right.
But then you can also plug in like your laptop or a couple of phones. If you plug in, they have the listing here, like a TV, you can do 2 to 2.5 hours is what it shows on here. You could use it for a kettle. You could to laptop. You can do 3 to 4 charges on a laptop.
Yeah,
and it's mix and match however you want. As for charging it has an overload protector.
Okay.
It also has the ability to do like not just AC input, but like we've seen with these types of things, the ability to charge it using solar panels.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where if you take it camping, it's kind of like a constant, we'll plug this in, and while we're out doing our thing on the lake, this thing's recharging.
Yeah.
Or if we wanted to, just kind of set it out on the picnic table a little bit at a time to grab some of the sun and juice that thing back up throughout the day. It's a pretty cool little device. It was pretty easy to, you just take it out of the box, plug it in.
Yeah.
And then you've got a nice little display that shows you like what's being used and what rate and how much battery is left from that. I don't know. Did I say that it also has the car charger?
Yeah.
So to charge it as well. So you can put it in your car And so there's 3 ways you can charge it.
Okay, cool.
I think I only said 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool kind of device for all-in-one, charging multiple things.
Yeah.
We've had some issues, high winds. Some people have been without power, and these are the types of things I like to show up as the hero and say, "Here, why don't you use this?
Yeah.
Plug your stuff in and
at least get your phone charged for the night.
Get your phone charged. Get your laptop out there. Yeah. Get that in there so you can,
get plug a lamp into it.
Yeah. Can't do any Wi-Fi or anything like that.
Right.
Can't help you with it, but you can do everything else.
Yeah.
Get back up and running.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's a pretty small footprint too. It's not that big of a box.
No, it's not. It's like I said, a cooler size.
Yeah, like a small cooler.
You figure like what you might pack your own lunch with.
Yeah.
Pick up, it only weighs, I don't know does it show the weight of that thing? It just feels like a few pounds. Maybe a couple pounds, I don't know.
Oh boy.
16. Okay. So apparently I'm super strong.
You are yonked.
16 ain't nothing to me.
That's right. Yeah, man, this thing's cool. I like the ability, you're using it and you're getting packed going camping and you're like, oh, I got to charge this thing. You can plug it in for an hour. It's fully charged.
Right.
These things, the more like when we first started reviewing, we've reviewed, a handful of them now. It was kind of like, I don't know if I would ever use this or would ever have a need to use this.
Yeah.
And then the more that you get into them, the more you see uses for them. You're just going, I don't know if I could just not have one because it's nice for just random things.
Yeah. My son loves this design, this size. He's got a pickup truck, and he and his girlfriend will go. They love to go watch sunsets. They love to go hang out in hammocks. They love to do fishing and just, unplug.
Right.
This is a great way to take that out there, and they can plug their phones in, put on some music, plug in a speaker if they need to charge that thing.
Right.
And just have more than enough to kind of keep them happy. And it's small. It'll just sit on the floor of any vehicle without an issue.
Right.
So, that's the R600 from AllPOWERS, and they have a few other models if you wanted to take a look, depending on what your needs might be.
Sure.
But this is a great starter kind of way of getting into that, as you get into hurricane season, tornado season, wherever you live, there's always something where you're like, oh man, power could go out.
Sure.
This is not that much money for the peace of mind of being able to stay connected.
Right.
Even if you're using cell towers instead of Wi-Fi and stuff like that.
Right.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.